Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. I want to get started on this here, trying to get this set right so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, all right, here we go. So eventually we'll get it together. Shabbat Shalom. I want to read a couple of little things here, then we get started. In Matthew or Matthew 6, I want to read that chapter, and then from there we'll go somewhere else and get started. It says, "Beware of doing your kind deeds before men, in order to be seen by them. Otherwise, you have no reward from your Father in the heavens." It says, "Thus, when you do a kind deed, do not sound a trumpet before you as the hypocrites do in the congregations and in the streets, to be praised by men. It says, truly I say to you, they have their rewards." Verse 3 of Matthew 6. It says, "But when you do a kind deed, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your kind deed shall be in secret, and your Father who sees in secret shall himself reward you openly. And when you pray," he says, "and when you pray, you shall not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the congregations and on the corners of the streets, to be seen by men. As truly I say to you, they have the reward. But you, when you pray, go into your room, and having shut your door, pray to your Father who is in the secret place, and your Father who sees in secret shall reward you openly." It says, "Then when you pray, or when you're praying, do not keep on babbling like the Gentiles, for they think that they shall be heard for their many words. It says, therefore, do not be like them, for your Father knows what you need before you ask him. This then is the way you should pray. Our Father, who is in the heavens, let your names be holy. Let your kingdom come. Let your desire be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And do not lead us into trial, but deliver us from the wicked one. Because yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen." Now, while I read that, I'm going to explain some things to you. We got one more chapter. I want to read something else I want to read here. I'm going to go to Revelations, and I'm going to go to chapter 22. Okay. And why I'm bringing this up here like this so you guys can see it for yourselves with your own eyes, instead of letting someone else tell you what it says, and you can read it alone. Plus, with the taping being done, and once you get this, you can also put it on pause until you can get to the chapter or what we're speaking on. Okay, he says, "And he showed me a river of water." This is Revelation 22, verse 1. "And he showed me a river of water of life, clear as crystal, coming from the throne of Allahayama and of the Lamb. In the middle of its street and on either side of the river was the tree of life, which bore 12 fruits, each tree yielding its fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. And no longer shall there be any curse. And the throne of Allahayama and of the Lamb shall be in it, and his servants shall serve him. And they shall see his face, and his name shall be upon their foreheads. And night shall be no more. And they shall have no need of a lamp or the light of the sun, because Yahweh, Allahayama, shall give them light. And they shall reign forever and ever. And he said to me, these words are trustworthy and true. And Yahweh, Allahayama of the holy prophets, has sent his messengers to show his servants what has to take place with speed. See, I am coming speedily. Blessed is he who guards the words of the prophecy of this book. And I, Yohanan, saw and heard these matters. And when I heard and saw, I fell down to worship before the feet of the messenger who showed me these matters. And he said to me, see, do not, for I am your fellow servant, and of your brothers the prophets, and of those who are guarding the words of this book. Worship Allahayama. And he said to me, do not seal the words of the prophecy of this book, because the time is near. He who does wrong, let him do more wrong. He who is filthy, let him be more filthy. He who is righteous, let him be more righteous. He who is set apart, which is holy, let him be more set apart, holy. And see, I am coming speedily, and my reward is with me, to give to each according to his work. I am the Aleph and the Thought, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Sneaker, sorry. Blessed are those doing his commands, so that the authority shall be theirs unto the tree of life, and to enter through the gate into the city. But outside are the dogs, and those who enchant with drugs, and those who whore, and the murderers, and the idolaters, and all who love and do falsehood. I, Yahushua, have sent my messenger to witness to you these matters in the assemblies. I am the root and the offsprings of Dawad, the bright and morning star. And the Spirit and the bride says, come. And he who hears, let him say, come. And he who thirsts, come. And he who desires it, take the water of life without praying. For I witness to everyone hearing the words of the prophecy of this book. If anyone adds to them, Allah shall add to him the plagues that are written in this book. And if anyone takes away from the words of the book of this prophecy, Allah shall take away his part from the book of life, and out of the set apart or the holy cities which are written in this book. He that bear witnesses of these matters says, yes, I am coming speedily. Amanah, yes, come, Master Yahushua. The favor of our Master, Yahushua Mashiach, be with the set apart ones. Amanah. Okay, now, you notice in some of the words that, I've tried to put it in the right vernacular, simply because a lot of these writings I see is wrong. Now, here's why I'm saying this. When I got into this word back in the day, it was hard for me to believe what someone else was telling me what it would say. Okay? And I also know that even some of the transliterations, since I've been studying, his father been blessing me with this, showing me that a lot of their translations that they say the word means doesn't mean that. Okay? And then like I was going to show you guys, in some of these words, that there's words inside words. All right? And there's more messages. All right? Now, I want to show you something here. If you look on your screen, I'm going to enlarge it so you can definitely see it. But on here, see if we can see it more. Put it like to 300, I guess. Maybe that should work out. Let me see. Give me a second. All right. On here, this is the copies of the last Sea Scroll. The Dead Sea Scroll. I'm sorry. Speaking. And on here, if you notice, there's no comments or no doggednesses, no dots, anything like that on any of these words. Now, this is over 2,000 years old. All right. And so, with that being said, if we look over here on the right-hand side where you see these, you see all these dots, daggers, and comments and all that. They're not supposed to be there, for real, for real. You did? Because that's what man put there, because they want to make it sound as vowels is in it. Now, I've noticed in the book of, in the Hebrew languages, in the biblical Hebrew language, let's put it like that, the biblical, there is no vowels at all, A-E-I-O-U, it's none of that. So I look at the person who put that in there, the ones who transliterated it, they did it to make it sound close to other languages. All right, well, we know that this language here is the first language ever spoken by man ever. Okay, this is it. All right, this is before the Tower of Babel. All right, where men tried to reach the sky or reach the Most High. Okay, and when Father changed all their languages so they couldn't hear each other. Well, the Hebrews wasn't there, and that's what these words is. These Hebrews, or this is Hebrew. All right. So again, let's get back to this Dead Sea Scroll. If you can see again, as I said, if you look closely, you can also pull it up on your computer or whatever. Just put in Dead Sea Scroll. This is through Wikipedia, I believe I get this out of. And it shows, if you look at it, you'll see, like I said, there's none of these comets and nuggets. None of that's on here. None of that. This is put on there later on. Okay. So when I read this over here, I'm going to try to read it within the pronunciation that I think that it was said back then. Plus, there's another reason why I do that, because I think that when you pronounce these words in this way, that without all that and pronouncing the way they're supposed to be pronounced, it tells you exactly how to spell it. All right. Now, for instance, if I go right here and say Bara Ashayata, okay, now they have is Bereshit. There's no E, okay, in Hebrew, period. There's no E sounding. Now, it could be in other languages that hooked up with this, like Yiddish or something like that, but there's no E sound or O sound or Y and all that, okay? Or there's no L sound either, okay? So when we hear this, Bara Ashayata, Bara Alahayama, Aleta, Hatshamayin, Wa Aleta, Ha'aratz. Now, that's all we're going to do. We're going to mess with that one verse, all right? But here's the deal with that. Why I spoke it like that, because if I speak it like I feel that you can spell it. Once you learn Hebrew, and those who do know Hebrew, they would know exactly how to spell it, how to write it out in Hebrew, right? Now, the ones that doesn't, bear with us, you will learn this. Another reason I do is, like I say too also, I don't want nobody translating to me what Father says, okay? And I noticed that even when I read in the book of Revelations, there's some words in there that doesn't mean the same thing that says it in English. And I read in the book of Matthews, there's some words in there that doesn't translate to the same words as in Hebrew, okay? Eventually, we'll get into that. Hopefully, you guys keep coming into this the way we're going to set this up so everybody can see it who wants to see this. And the ones who don't, they don't have to. You know what I mean? It's no big deal. It is a big deal, but, everything ain't for everybody, all right? So, within this first letter, this first word, Bara Shayata, which they pronounce Bereshit, but it's Bara Shayata, okay? And it says that it means in the beginning, all right? And we can go there on our Strong's Concordance over here, all right? Check it out. We go to 7225, all right? 7225. This is just to get this started. Another reason why I'm doing this is because it's I believe we should start from the beginning. And later on, we're going to just keep working our way down through the book of Genesis or Barashayata, or Barashayata, okay? And go all the way down from first one all the way down to the last verse, all right? Now, in this Barashayata, if you see the transliteration, I told you to go to 7225. We're going to click on that, and we're going to see that it says something else. It says, give it time to download. It says Ra'ashayata. Okay? And here it tells you it means in the beginning, or beginning in chief. If we keep going down here, we can see beginning, choices, finest, first fruits, foremost. All right? Now, there's a letter missing out of this. It's the ba. All right? Now dig this. Every letter has a meaning. Every letter there's a meaning to each letter in Hebrew. There's also a numerical value to each letter. All right? So some of these words that they claim that's on here that was just transliterated into this is not even on here. And we'll get to it later on. I'll show it to you. But let's start with this first one again. Barashayata. All right? Now, the ba on here, like I told you, is missing. Okay? So they got on here as a translation. The ba means in, I-N. So that's where in beginning comes in. Okay? But they got in beginning. Or if we go to, let's say, a transliteration. This translation here that I use, this so far that I use here is because, to me, it's not the closest to the translation of Hebrew from Hebrew to English. It's about the closest I found so far. But here it says, in the beginning, Allahayama created the heavens and the earth. Now, there's two reasons why I'm jumping on that. First of all, it tells you the name that we should call when we talk to the Most High. All right? if we talk to him personally or we speak to him or speak about him to other people, instead of using that God, that is not his name. Okay? And I've always told folks that, due to the fact that we was made in his image, okay? And within that means that if I, as me, don't feel like someone's calling me out my name, calling me another name, I'm going to get a little perturbed behind it, get a little angry, because that name that they give me is not my name. All right. Well, if we are made in the image of our Father, of the Creator, then how would He feel about us calling Him out of His name? Okay. And I believe it's Exodus 20. Let's make sure. Where Father speaks on that. All right. Verse chapter 20, where He speaks on about using His name in vain. All right. And it's probably one of the commandments. All right. And by us using that, saying his name is God, I believe it does him dishonor. I really do. But again, that's my opinion. You guys feel it the way you feel, but I mean, I just look at it like this is what Father's hitting us to. All right. Now here we go here. If we read this, and if we can go ahead and we can do this also over here. Let me see if I can find another one right here. And go into the same thing. I'm getting ready to read over there, show you some difference in the wording. All right. Okay, it's Exodus. And we're going to verse 20. Chapter 20, I'm sorry. Chapter 20. Now, if we look at this, once it comes in, there we go. Let's go this way. Okay. It says here, and Allahayama spoke all these words, saying, all right, what Yadabara. Now, let's look at what the transliteration is on here. Later on, we'll get with this. I'm so sorry. Okay, there we go. It's here and spoke. But I have, and I see, and Yah spoke. Because it's Wa Yadabara. And Yah spoke, and spoke Yah Alahayama, Aletthal, Kala all, okay? Hadabara Yah, the word Ha Alaha. And it says the these, but it can't be these to me. I'm saying the Most High Allah, La Amara, to say, okay, or to saying, or for saying, all right? You'll see later on, we won't get with that, all right? Because if you look at these words here, you'll find out that there's extra words on here. Okay, let's go to La Amara, one of the last words on here. All right, and this is in chapter, Exodus is chapter 20, verse 1. The last word in that verse, okay? It says saying, right? Well, we go and we look at 559. Let's go here, 559. And we'll get back to that again in a minute. 559. All right. And we come on down here. We see Amara. All right. Let's see. All right. Come on. It takes so long. It's taking long. Okay. So you see Amara. So you got the Aleph is there, the Mum's there, and the Rush there. Or I say Aleph, Mum, Ma, and Ra. Okay. But but there's the Lamed. It's not there. All right. So that Lamed has to be, it means something. It doesn't mean, it's not in the word to say or say, but La can means to. The Lamed by itself, it means also truly, or it can mean also for. It can also mean of, or, okay. It also can mean Lamed in, also can mean you or to you. So there's different meanings. Like I'm telling you, in each lettering of Hebrew, there's different meanings to each letter. All right, and when you touch them along like that, there's different meanings to it. So we read that again, and I said, and says Yah Alahayama Alethal Kala all Hat Dabarim, the words, the Most High Allah for saying or truly say. All right, that's what I see. Now, as far as your studying goes, you can study this yourself, look, and you'll get what Father's trying to tell us. All right, you got to remember, this has been transliterated long way back. All right, and so we believe that the translation was right back in the day. But now Father has blessed us where we got a technology we can find out the translation ourselves. All right. The other problem we had with this is we found out the names that we said we was told to say was wrong. Okay. When it tells you what days to go and worship the Most High is the wrong day. And when I first found this out, as coming out of the Christianity role that I was in, I felt abused. I felt like I was played. I was, it was like I was lied to. And a lot of Hebrews now to this day, who comes from the same way of learning this, feels the same way. But you new people, you'll see this. All right. I'm not trying to change your perspective on the Most High because He's awesome. But I truly believe if you're in here listening to this, He wants you to learn His word. Okay? And there's other reasons why. Okay? If you remember what I read in the book of Revelations, it says, the Father says, do not add or take anything from His word. Well, again, what we've been learning, what I've been learning, and a lot of Hebrews been learning, that a lot of things been taken away and added to it. There's the other parts of the word that has been added to it. Okay, in other words, like when we said the prayer, the Father told us how to pray. All right, the one part of that says that let your will be done. Well, let's go back there. Okay, let's go there for 1 second. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If we go back to Mattiyahu, and this is not, this is something that I've been studying, finding out for years. We'll find out how to study this and what Father showed me. And I'm just going to show it to you right now in English and just, hit you to what I see or seen or know. Yeah, it's taking the face value. You don't have to, but it's true. But right here, when He tells you how to pray, and when He gets down to about the end, right here, verse 13 says, do not lead us into trial, but deliver us from the wicked one. You see that dash there? That dash means that the rest of it has been added on later on. That's where it stopped at, was right there. Deliver us from the wicked one. How did I know this? I have it in Hebrew so far. All right? And I've studied through that too, learning this Hebrew. And that's where it stops at. Okay? There's other things that's been put in there that we found out later on that shouldn't be there. You remember where the woman who was supposed to have been sinning and they brought her to the Mashiach, to Yahashua, and said that she had slept with this woman or this man, that person, that whatever. She sinned. I'm just paraphrasing. And they was going to stone her to death. We found out that was put in there later on. This was after Yahashua. Before, this was after the whole Safar was written. They put that in there. So we got to watch what He says that you can't add or take away. So there's a reason why He's showing us these things, family. Okay? So now let's go back to Bereshit or Barashayata. Okay? Because there's some more things I want to show you in there too. All right? Now, we already got this in the beginning or in beginning. All right? But there's other words in here. Okay? Like this bara. Okay? Now, if I would say, and let's say I go here. All right? You see that? Now, this is another website I have where I can type into Hebrew. All right? So let's put bara. Okay? We need the bet. Well, it's the bet and the rush. All right? Or the ba and the ra. Okay? Rush. All right? Because it's bara. Now we hit that and transliterate that. See what the translation means? It comes down here, it says bara, right? But this doesn't mean that. Now watch this. If I copy that, come over here. All right? Now it should take me to 1249. All right? Let's go here. 1249. This is how I learn. Trying to show you guys. Now watch. If I hit that for my search, all right, so 1247. Okay, I have 1247. I have 1247, and I have 1248 too, and I have 1249. All right. Now let's see what they mean. Okay, 1247. Now remember, you gotta use just about every word, every letter in this word, right? To see what it means. This bara or bar means sun. All right. It tells you it means the sun. S-O-N, sun. Not S-U-N, S-O-N. Now we go to 1248. We'll find out that it means Not only son, again, but it also means heir. Okay? Now let me see if hopefully I didn't pass it. No, I didn't pass it. Okay. But yeah, there we go right here. Heir. See that? H-E-I-R. Heir. Okay? And we go to 1249. Where we at? We're at 1247. Let's see. No, we're 1248. Let's go to 1249. 1249 also means, check this out. I'm going to show it to you. Pure and clean. All right? Same word. Innocent, pure. Who are pure, clean. It also means something else, family. It means beloved. All right? So we see this word now. If I see bara ashayata, I don't see just in beginning. I see the son, the heir, clean and pure. Okay? Beloved. Why is that important? The next words. Let's go to that. And instead of doing that, I'm going to highlight these two words here. If I can. Let's see. I don't think I can. Well, I can't do it. If I click on this, let's just highlight this whole word. Okay, right here in the middle, these two words here in the middle, the ah and the sha. Okay, ash. All right. Now, if I go to ash, let's find it, because I got it written down already. So, but I showed you how you can get in and find out yourself. Okay, here, let's go to 782. Now, I got this. No, see, because 784. I'm getting this out of the Strong's Concordance. All right. Okay, now, if we go to 784, it comes out fire. All right, now we got sun and fire. All right. You have fire. And we go 785. I gotta come in it first. I gotta go in it. I can click it. 784, that's fire. Okay, now just check it out. 785 is, come on. Fire again, but it's also something else. Fire. Now, if I see this fire, I'm thinking of something else. I see a flame. All right, they go flame. All right. Now, let's go to 786. Same word, asha. Asha, alaf, and the sha, or the shim. But I say sha. Okay. Because I believe that all letters was pronounced ah, except for the ayin. And it says I for the ayin. Okay. Now, 786, I got this, ish, okay? Now, we know it said fire and flame, okay? Let's see now, where we at? Keep going down here. Formerly, see this? An entity. It's a being. So now, we got the sun, all right, the air, and beloved of a fire, flame, or entity. Okay, and let's hit the last two letters, ya, the yo, or the ya, and the tha. Okay, now we go there. We're gonna find 3487. 3487. Okay, let's go and see what that says in Strong's. Okay, here we go. Now, this is a mark of the accusative, all right? But let's find something else in here that tells you. And there's only one word. And where's it at? Keep going down. There you go, right there. Whom. W-H-O-M. Now, so now here's what I got. The sun, fire, entity, whom. Sun, whom's, fire. The sun, who's an entity. The air, okay? Now I'm seeing something altogether different than Barashit. Barashayata. And then when I think about it, I think about the burning bush. All right? I always think of when I see that now, I think about the burning bush because the burning bush, it tells you, whereas the father, well, when Mashah, here, let me go in here first before we even talk about it. Make sure I get it. And I believe I have, yeah. Let's see here. Sorry. Try this again. Here we go, Exodus. And I hope I had this right. 3. Here we go. Let's read first of verse 1 of Exodus 3, or Shema 3. And Mashah was shepherding the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian. And he led the flocks to the back of the wilderness and came to Horeb, the mountain of Alahayama. And the messenger of Yahweh appeared to him in a flame of fire from the midst of a bush. And he looked and saw the bush burning with fire, but the bush was not consumed. There go that word, that fire. The sun whose fire, the sun whose flame is right there. All right. So the next word we go to after we come out of that, let's go there. Come out of here. Go back to Strong's again. Is bara. Okay. Now we already got the sun as far as bara go. But first of all, we got created. Let's go with the first transliteration. Okay. So it's in bara. We go to 1254. I believe it is. Let me make sure. Yeah, 1254. Okay. Now, 1254, it says chose. Okay. All right, let's go inside of it. Let's find something else with it because they got created. But here it says chose. But then it says to shape or create. So the sun, whom the fire or the flame creates, create or creator, because we can use that for created, creation, creator, creating, something created. All right, let's go down here a little bit more, find something else. Okay, you see, chose, create, creator, cut down, dispatch, do, make, fat. Okay, now here we go. A primitive root, absolutely, to create, qualified to cut down a wood, select, feed, as formative processes. Chose, create, creator, cut down, dispatch, do, make, fat. Okay, now again, we got that. Now, what I can also do with that word is just take the bara. We know that's sun, air, right? And beloved, okay? We know that, the Beth and the Ra. And the Alaf, we find that it means first. Okay? It also means father. All right? But the Alaf is first. It's it's the first and the last. Remember, we talked about that earlier. It's the first letter in the Hebrew alphabet, and the last letter in the Hebrew alphabet is Tha. All right? Now, we got that. Let's go to Alahayama. Okay? Now, this word here, they have the transliteration as G-O-D, but it doesn't say G-O-D. It says Alahayama. Okay? Now, let me show you why I said this. I'm going to show you exactly where this word came from. Okay? Give me a second. 1 second. I got to open this all the way up. I got to find something. All right? Let's see. Let's go to languages in here. Okay, and I'm going to go all the way down to German right here. Okay, now check it out. Got German. Now, if I go back to, and we're at verse 1, Genesis 1, first chapter, so let's go. I messed this up some kind of way. Let me see. How did I get in there? I never really messed with this that way. Let me see. Mashah. See, this is all. So it must be right here then. So how'd that go? Yep, sure is. Look at that. That's what they call it too. Okay, Mosi or something like that. But right here, this word here, Is where the word God came from. Gott, gut. It's a German name. It's a German deity. That's where that came from. The God. All right. It did not come from the Hebrew. Okay. Because there's a tribe, one of our 12 tribes is God. Okay. That's the 12 tribe. That's the only way I could say that name. But as far as saying the name is what they say, pronounces what the Father's name, what the being is supposed to be, it's not that God. All right. So let's get back to who is that? Get back to the English definitions. All right, because we're not German. All right, so we see Allahayama, Allahayama. Now, they also would call, they say Elohim. Again, there's no L sound in Hebrew, not in biblical Hebrew. All right. Oh, wow, I hit something wrong. Sorry. Give me a minute. Get that back. Okay. There's no L sound in it. So it has to be the way it's pronounced. Allahayama. It's just like we say Shalom instead of Shalom. There's no O sound. Okay. Shabbat. All right. You'll learn all this. Now, so that's mostly on that is Allahayama. Now, exactly. There's also other names and what it means. Allah, it could be means the Almighty. All right. And we find that in 4 and 10. Let's go to 4 and 10 in our concordance. Now, I saw also in my concordance, you have two, in the Hebrew, in Strong's concordance for English, you have two transliterations. You get Hebrew and you get Greek. All right. I don't study Greek. I'm not trying to study Greek. I'm trying to study what the word came in from in the beginning was Hebrew. All right. So if you go to your concordance and you're looking for these words, make sure it's in the Hebrew vernacular, not in the Greek. Okay. So now let's go to Allah. Now right here's Allah because that's the first two letters. Allah, the Aleph, and the Lamed. Allah. Okay. Even though some would say L, but it's not L. Okay. I don't see it as L. All right. And right here we see what it means. They got just G-O-D, G-O-D-S. Like we can't say Allah or Allahayama or even Elohim, or even L. Okay. If you want to say that. But they got to say G-O-D. It's not what his name is. Okay. Now we know that this also means mighty one. Okay. And I also have here Almighty. Let's see what is that. I don't want to tell you anything. I already know it's Almighty, but you need to see it or do some research yourself. It also can mean that. Okay, let's see what we got here. Mighty one, great idol, power, strong, mighty, strength. Here we go. Almighty. See that? Strong power. Now, a lot of Hebrews, when they speak on that name, Allahayama, and they see G-O-D, they'll say power. Well, that's cool too. Okay. But let's be correct on it. It's Allahayama. Okay. Now, the next one we go to, the next word is Alatha. Okay, now, and this Alatha, it throws a lot of people because I'm going to put up the pronounce what they say the definition of it is. And I'm going to go to 853. 853. 853 tells you that, check it out. And we go, now they got Allah, Awaf. Okay, Awaf. Okay, but it's not, that's where it goes, Atha. That's what we got. All right, untranslatable mark of the accusative case. All right, see that? So this is untranslatable. So what does it mean? Well, check this out. These two letters together is through this whole Sephara. It's everywhere on there. So we need to find out what it means. Well, here, let me help you to it. I'm going to show you exactly what it means. I'm going to just give you one verse of it, and you do more studying, you'll find more the meaning to it. It only means is one thing of that word together. Now, you got the ha, a hey on there, it can mean you too, or a tha on it can mean you. Sometimes they use it as you, Y-O-U, but it's off, okay? Now, if we go down here to Revelations 1 and let's say 8, yeah. But let's go to Well, we go here. It says, and from Yahashua 1 and 5 of my Revelations says, and from Yahashua Mashiach, the trustworthy witness, the firstborn from the dead, and the ruler of the sovereigns or the kingdoms of the earth, to him who loved us and washed us from our sins in his own blood, and has made us kings and priests to his Allahayama and Father. To him be esteemed and rule forever and ever. Amanah. He says here in verse 7, see, he is coming with the clouds, and every eye shall see him, even they who pierce him, and all the tribes of the earth shall mourn because of him, says Amanah. Now here we go. He says, I am the Alaf and the Thaw. That's a Thaw, not Taw. You got this why I'm saying, because there's another lettering in Hebrew. It's pronounced Taw. Okay, it can't be, and this can't be Taw too. It can't be two. It's got to be pronounced differently. It says Thaw, like the. Okay, Taw is like talk. Okay, so he says, I am the left and the Thaw, beginning and the end, says Yahweh, who is and who was and who is to come, the Almighty. All right, they don't want to look at that in Hebrew again. All right, we got that too. But right now, I don't have too much time because I don't know how long this is going. I can talk on here before I get this to you so it can go through. So far we got 41 minutes on here. Okay, now the next word is Hashamayim. Okay, so that's the heavens. All right, but I see the as Ha, Shama as name, and Yam as water or seas. Okay, then I see Wa'alatha again. Okay, the first and the last. All right. Ha'aretza. So this is just a little sample of what we're going to be studying and how we're going to be studying this. If you guys are interested, please come back and plus share it with others, okay? This will get us started with this. And hopefully on our next one, we'll be hitting verse 2 all the way down. There's things on here I want to show you guys that I've found that is not in English. The translation, well, it's in English. We can see it in English ourselves, but we read it in Hebrew and get it translated to English, but it's not how they translated it. There's words in here that they did not translate. I don't know because in fact they was going to scare us or whatever. But we need to know the truth. We need to know exactly what the Father is telling us. Okay? And again, why I showed you these other words inside these letters, or the other words inside the words, all right, is because there's other meanings to a lot of things that you're going to read and we're going to see in the future, which means you're going to get a different perspective, a different message. Okay? Why I've done this just to get you started. Eventually it's going to get a little bit deeper and deeper, and I'm still going to walk us through this. All right? We're going to do this together. Just keep coming in through this. Once we get this set up like I think it's going to get set up, and I hope you guys enjoy this. I really do. I hate to seem like I'm rushing. Like I said, I don't know how much time I can take this, how long it would take. You know, and I can't send it one way. I have to send it another way to you guys. You know, again, stay fast. We're going to keep doing this. As long as Father put breath in my body and keep my mind in control and right, yeah, where I know what he's saying and showing us, this will help you get you together. All right? Instead of letting someone else tell you what the Father says. The Father has blessed us where we can see what he says ourselves individually. We don't need man unless we don't have much time. But then we can always check up on what that person is saying and making sure this is exactly what the word says. Again, we don't want to add, we don't want to take away anything because we know that's a sin. And right now we are learning how to be the right way, walk righteous towards the Most High, because that's what he blessed us for. There's other things we're going to find out that I've been finding out why we is in the predicament we're in now. Okay, it's all in here. In actuality, most of the transliterations in the first chapter, I think it tells a lot through the whole Sephora. Just the first chapter. But we'll learn all that, okay? Hey, listen, again, I thank you guys for coming. Shabbat Shalom. Have a good one. Until next time. All right? And we hope it will be very soon. Just trying to get everything set up. All right? So again, Shabbat Shalom.